Well, good afternoon, everybody. Chuck here with No Time to Be Sad. And wow, what a ride. You know, this year is going to be my 10th year of living in Thailand. I want to talk a little bit about that. I don't really feel like I live here. I feel like I've just been a tourist here for about 10 years. Me and Paige have traveled to every province. We finally completed that last year. There's a few places that we really like. But what we really like most about Thailand is its flexibility. We like the fact that it's so easy to travel around in Thailand. The people are wonderful, the food is wonderful, the accommodations are very inexpensive. Food is top-notch, fresh, and abundant, and always cheap. Of course, it depends on where you go. I mean, if you're traveling around in some of the hot tourist spots, you know, things can get relatively pricey. I think because they just cater to people with Western money, obviously. And the cost of doing business is probably pretty high too. And I have like zero regrets moving to Thailand full time. I sold everything I own in America. I have nothing left. I think I have a box full of achievements that I have at my oldest son's house. I don't even remember what's in the box. The other things I have are just memories, some pictures of my bass boats, my vehicles, some of my hot rods I used to have. I had a really good life. I was so eager to get rid of everything and start over. I made it happen. I made my dream come true. And I really have just no regrets. I said at the beginning, if it didn't work out, I would always be able to go back and go to work and start over again.
Dedicate their lives to worrying about shit that they can't control. I'm just going to worry about my health, my family, my happiness, and I don't give a shit about anything else. You know, I care about, you know, I'm concerned about the future for my children that live in the United States. But, hey, they always got a place here, you know, if they want to come. But I raised my kids to be strong enough to know that they, whatever situation, they can mentally handle it or take care of it, that life goes on. So I was stressed out in my life. I did something about it. I came up with a plan. I set myself some goals, and I did it. If I fail, I fail. I don't care. My worst case scenario is I got to go back home and get a job. That ain't gonna happen though. It might, but whatever. I'm not gonna spend my life wishing, oh, I should have did this or I should have did that. When I was unhappy, I made a change. When my job sucked, I quit. I went somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe being stable is good. I don't know. All I know is myself.
But I would do something different. I don't need the American dream. Me and Paige said if we ever went back, we'd just go travel around in a motorhome or a travel trailer, because we did enjoy that life. I look okay? Oh, that shit fell. Okay. Well, it looks like my silverware stuff didn't make it. Anyway, that's probably a stupid idea anyway. All that stuff made it.
TV's still there. Anything fall in the
There's a
bedroom?
couple of things that just worked out perfect for our scenario. We have a wonderful Thai family that we stay at here in Isan, up on the Mekong River in the province of NakhonPhanom. We're able to come and go without any issues. Her parents are self-sufficient, so they don't really need us, and it just worked out perfect for our lifestyle. We're always coming back home and planning our next adventure. The sad thing is I haven't been feeling well for the last couple of days, and I haven't been wanting to go out. I don't want to get anybody sick, but I'm sitting here going, I don't feel good, but I can't sit still. I've taken naps for the last 3 days, which isn't something I normally do, and I sit on the computer and I look at silly stuff. And I told Paige earlier, I said, what am I going to do? Like, this is crazy, you can sit at home and you can watch your videos on the internet, or you can go out and sit on the floor and have a conversation with your mom and her friends. But I am just so wound up, and I can't exercise at the moment because I'm not feeling well. I'm almost there. I'm almost better. But I'm like, this is how I am. In my retired life, I cannot sit still. And I'm lucky Paige has a lot more energy than me, and she's very easy and accommodating, and she just she loves to travel. And that was kind of what brought us together from the very beginning on our little chat site. The thing that her hobbies and the things that she liked to do was to travel. And that was the only connection that we had at the time, but it all worked out. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't have been we would just be a memory, maybe. I don't know. I forget things pretty quick. I don't have a job here in Thailand. I do the YouTube thing, which I'm thankful for. It keeps me busy to be able to share our adventures and entertain you guys and bring you guys along for the adventure without actually bringing you along. I'm a very quiet person normally in general. I don't like a lot of friction. I'm not stubborn, but sometimes I just like to do things my way, and when I'm with other people, I'm always accommodating to everybody else. So my mom is here. I brought my mom here. This July will be 4 years, actually. I'm going to make a future video to tell you guys why I think Thailand is the best place to live. I'll be making a video here soon on that. My mom is pretty content here. I wish she was more healthier. I don't know what the future is going to hold for her. She'll be 74 next month, but she's not in the greatest of shape. So she's not very mobile, and she gets around very slowly. She's very cautious. But my mom's she's very careful, and she's afraid to hurt herself. So, I always have I have a lot on my plate. I'm entertaining Paige, I'm entertaining the family, I'm trying to take care of mom, take care of myself. So I have a busy life here in Thailand. Some people say, oh, I don't want to retire, I'm just going to die. There's nothing for me to do. Well, I don't know. I think I have more to do now than I did when I was, not in my last career, but in most of my careers. I'm pretty busy right now. I just wish I could calm down a little bit more and relax. I need to get back on my bicycle because that was a little bit like meditation, and I could exert energy and just kind of look around at what was going on. Bicycling is not the safest thing to do in Thailand. Not just because of the people driving vehicles on the road or motorbikes or whatever, it's because it's hot. And you have to take extra care of yourself when bicycling in Thailand. But one time I went 55 kilometers to NakhonPhanom, and I don't know, it's weird, I zoned out, and about 40 kilometers later, I was in the next province going, I don't remember ever seeing this. Or not the province, but the next town. And I had passed up, I went 40 kilometers past the town, just kind of zoned out, and had my music going, and I just kept going. And I thought, well, this is cool. But now I got to turn around and go back. Yeah, I don't foresee myself ever going back into the West. I enjoy being around big groups of Thai people more so than I do of Westerners, which is kind of strange. I don't know why that is. I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, I don't have too many Western friends that I hang out on a daily basis with, mainly because I'm nowhere in one place on a daily basis. I want to just be like a gypsy. And I think that's pretty much kind of what we are at this moment. I love this lifestyle of just traveling around. I'm not telling anybody to do what I do for sure. I'm just telling you that this life change has been amazing. And I didn't know how good it was going to be. I didn't know I was going to travel so much, first off. I thought I was just, actually what I thought was I was just going to come here and start over. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I think with that attitude, I've learned a lot of new things. I learned a language. I've learned some about the culture. I learned a lot about other countries, a lot of Westerners and stuff like that. I learned a lot about myself. I think I've changed quite a bit since I've retired. I can look back and reflect on my videos now, which is a good thing about the YouTube thing. If somebody says, did you ever go there? I said, I think so. And I could just type in, no time to be sad, Chonburi, and then I get a whole bunch of stuff, you know, or wherever, Jantanatburi, Kanchanatburi. It's been an interesting journey, and I don't want it to end. But you know, you never know what could happen. I could get sick. Somebody in my family could get sick. I can't sit here and constantly worry about what if this or what if that. Just got to keep moving forward and enjoying the moment. That's basically all I'm trying to share on this YouTube channel, is life is too short to worry about the things that really don't matter in life, you know. There's always been a chaotic government. There's always been, I don't want to get into the government stuff on this particular video. I want to share some stuff on the next video I have about this type of content. Normally I'm just walking around like a goofy person traveling or in the hometown. There's not too many things I don't like about my lifestyle. I really can't think of anything on the top of my head. I do have insurance, you know, in case something happens. I only got inpatient insurance because it's so inexpensive to get outside care. But I think if anything over like 6 hours or something is considered inpatient. So I've had it since I got here and I haven't used it yet. I think that's what insurance does. It's like insurance from you getting hurt. If I didn't have it, then there'd be an accident. Same with my vehicle. I haven't used any insurance on that either. I've got 300,000 kilometers on my Toyota 4Tuner, and it's been a great vehicle. I don't regret getting that. I'm having some rear brake noise issues still, and I got some tires. I replaced the Michelins that I had on there, and the ones I got were more aggressive than I had. I knew they were going to have a problem with cupping because of the aggressive tread pattern. But I like the roads are horrible in Thailand, so I needed a strong tire with a strong sidewall that could handle the random potholes and stuff like that and debris in the road. I regret getting those tires. Next time I'll order them on Lazada and pick the ones I want, because the guy, oh no, this is the new style, it's all they have. I'm like, dude, 25,000 baht for these tires, you know, come on. But they were Michelin, but I regret getting those damn tires. I've had a few minor repairs on the 4Tuner, mostly maintenance, and the cost for the stuff is very inexpensive. Started playing golf. Realized, you know, I was playing golf locally and I was thinking, man, it is so cheap to play golf. But in actuality, it's not cheap after you buy a bunch of crap. But when you travel around, like, we're going to make a trip down south, and I was thinking about staying at a golfing resort in Hua Hin, but you know, it's like over $100 just to play, not including the green fees, and I mean, and not including the caddies and stuff like that. And like, man, it's not really cheap to play golf in town. It's about the same damn price, but these are people coming as tourists with their Western money. But there are a lot of inexpensive courses, you know, like military courses. And it's 400 baht for me, 360 baht for me to walk 18 holes with a caddy here in my hometown. That's like $10. I've never had any problem with the government here. I've never had any problem with immigration. I know people are worried about that. I always say if you're worried too much about it, just get an agent, and which I share a really good law office in the description box. If you look in the description box of my videos and click more, you can see a whole lot of information. But if you're worried about that, you can have, it's like VIP service. You just pay them to handle everything, and you don't have to worry about it. But I handle my mom. You have to do like a 90-day check-in here, which I understand a lot of people don't, especially the ones that are just permanently based in a house somewhere. They're like, why do I got to keep doing this? But I think most of the people that move here, they travel around. You know, they want to know where you're at. And I guess the only way they can know that is if they make it mandatory. You have to, because you're not going to voluntarily probably do it. So, but now, you know, a few years back, I started doing it online, and now you just go on their website for 90-day check-in, fill in the blanks, submit it, and then normally the next day or two, depending on the day, you get a printable PDF file, and you stick it in your passport. So I do my mom's online for her too. So we only go see immigration once a year. This year, my extension took me an hour and a half. So that's it. I always get the multiple entry stamp. It's 3,800 baht. So it keeps me from having to worry, because we travel outside of the country quite a bit. Traveling outside of Thailand is very inexpensive, especially in the neighboring countries, especially Vietnam. You can go back and forth for less than $100 to Vietnam, and things are very inexpensive there, and the people are great there. I haven't traveled to any country yet where I was like, I'm never coming back here again. We even went to Europe from here, which was not cheap, but we had a really good time. Went to France, Italy, Spain. We went to quite a few places in Europe. I don't remember. That's a beautiful thing about my life right now, is sometimes I just have to go back and look on YouTube. What did we do last year? It's kind of day to day. A lot of people think that life would gonna just pass you by when you retire. Like, things actually have slowed down for me. When I wake up in the morning, normally I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I don't have a plan too much. My videos are really kind of random too, so I don't really think about a video. And it just makes the day go by longer. Sometimes I'll say, well, I'm going to go play golf, and I'll go walk, you know, about 5 kilometers, and then come home, relax, and then eat some food. And, you know, just, I don't know, it's just, the day is long. When I was at work, it was like I got up like a zombie, went in, and just couldn't wait for the day to end. And it just went by like a flash, you know, like, because you just kind of zone it out. But for me, if you can actually enjoy the moment, it savors it, I think, you know. You don't have to guzzle it down. Just savor the moment. If I had something bad to say, I would say it. If I had some complaints, I would complain about it. The only problems I think I've ever had is with a couple of instances with other foreigners. And mostly because of YouTube. If it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know what I'd be. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. You would not even know me or give a crap about me. I'd be speaking fluent Thai, living here. Who knows what I'd be doing? But I have no regrets doing the YouTube channel at all. I've met a lot of wonderful people, and you know, people come and go in your life. I wouldn't move to Thailand in expectations of being around, like finding the perfect friends here. You need to be somebody that can take care of yourself, somebody that's independent, and somebody that just, you know, you don't have to rely on other people to make you happy, you know. Because people got their own lives, their own ways of doing things, and, you know, they don't have to agree with you. And you know, that's the beautiful thing about being over here. They don't expect anything from you. And if you have friends that expect stuff from you and they don't want to be your friend because you don't meet their expectations, then just move along. You don't have to be their friend. You don't work together. You don't need anything from each other. You can just turn around and walk the other direction and be done with it, you know. It's easy. Sometimes in the West, we're forced to be friends with people because of maybe we share the same hobby, the same job, neighbors, whatever, maybe a family member, you know. But here you don't have to do, you just walk away. And Thai people, they don't expect anything from you either. They don't expect you to know their language, or they don't expect anything from you. And I really enjoy that the most. I try to be as respectful as I can. I've never had a major incident with a Thai person. I hope I never do. I think I could probably, hopefully handle it well and just turn around and walk away. I don't feel like I would ever get in that situation, but you never know. But that can happen anywhere on the planet. I just wanted to share this video with you today. Our travel season is starting here in the next week. We're usually home for the longest period of time during the holidays, and we have Chinese New Year coming in the next couple days, and then after that our travel season starts. So most of the time we're not home, and when I'm here now, I have my mom, so I'm able to go travel back and forth with her, and little trips in between the time we start our travel season. It's going to be a really good year. We're going to do some long extended stuff this year. And we've come to a point where we've seen a lot of things, and now we have kind of our favorites. So maybe we should spend a little bit more time, or go back to those places where we just didn't spend too much time, and maybe just kind of act like we live there for a little bit. I don't get frustrated with my in-laws. I think what happens is I get frustrated because I'm like in quarantine. But Paige is okay with me. If I wasn't the way I am, we'd probably still be working some meaningless career back in the States, worrying about things that really don't affect our life, you know, wasting our life worrying about stupid crap. So she's okay. Sometimes I have to remind her that if I wasn't who I was, we probably wouldn't be together anyway. All right, guys. Well, I do appreciate you. We're going to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. That's going to be a huge milestone for me. I know it doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. You know, if you're a content creator, you know, who cares about the stupid plaque on the wall at your job, you know? I'm the best janitor, greatest janitor of 2026. You know, but maybe it's good to have a little pat on the back. Hey, you did a good job. May not mean anything to the person pooping in the toilet who sees the sign in the bathroom, but hey, you know, it's a good achievement. I'm happy that I've been able to share this lifestyle on this platform. Like, it's been really, really cool. This platform is changing a lot with artificial intelligence. If it wasn't for YouTube, I probably wouldn't know anything about that. I don't really do Facebook that much. I don't really care too much about what's going on in the personal lives of other people. And I don't really surf YouTube that much. I watch probably stupid things, like how to make a knife out of a spare tire rim or something like that, you know, silly stuff. Now I've been watching silly golf stuff. I'm a weirdo. I told myself, I'm just going to give up everything and buy a big screen TV, a surround sound system, and get an Xbox and start playing Modern Warfare or something with a bunch of kids around the world and screw all of this. That would not last. That'd be a waste of money. Yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you very much for being wonderful people. We have deleted quite a few people in our lives that didn't really, I don't know. It's okay to have difference of opinion, freedom of speech or whatever, but you know, if I come into your house has rules. I would never come into your home and blatantly disrespect you or your family or anything like that. I would be respectful, and if I couldn't follow your rules, then I wouldn't cause a scene and then tell you about it before I left. I would just leave, you know. But the internet's a strange world where people feel like I don't know, they feel like superheroes, you know, but until you're on the other end of that, you probably would never understand that. So, and when people talk about it, you can't really relate to it. It's not something you want to hear, but YouTube world is a strange world, and we've had to delete quite a few antagonists, you know. So I don't really try to, I think a lot of it must be jealousy. It's weird to say that. Like, look at me. Like, seriously? Are you kidding me? Because if you don't like the content, which I don't blame you, not everybody wants to, well, very, very few people want to see what I'm doing on the internet. But you don't have to leave some kind of, you don't have to be ugly about it. I think people like that are just looking for attention. So I don't give them any attention. I talk about them outside of the comment section. I usually just make them disappear. And I talk about stuff about that on the channel because I feel like it's important to bring up conversation about certain things so people can I don't know, some people might be able to relate to it, or, you know, just kind of talk about the way people think in Thailand in general. So I recommend coming to Thailand. Like I said, I'm going to make a video pretty soon about my reasons why I think this is a great place to live. But I hope everybody has a successful year this year, and we'll see you guys hopefully on the next travel video. Bye.